Okay, replacing ADF feed tires in a Ricoh 161, 1515, 171, 201. It's pretty simple. You will open up your ADF door. You'll see the feed tires, this whole unit right here. You'll grab this C-clip, pop that off, and then you will slide the whole section back. You'll need to move this little lever right here up, slide it back, and then this part right here will come out, and then you'll slide it forward to you, and this whole unit will come out, just like so. Now when you want to get the double feed prevention roller out of this, which is generally what you're replacing the feed tires for, because the ADF is feeding in more than one sheet, you'll reach down with your finger and you'll pry up this plate right here, and it'll just come out just like so. Now you'll see this green lever right here. It will pry up. Now, like I say, it'll pry up, but this whole section right here will swing forward, and then right down here at the bottom there's a little tab right there that will let you pry that up with. There we go, a little better focus. Now you can lift this up. Let's see if I can get a better angle on this. You can lift this up, and then this whole section right here will come out in that direction. And it's kind of difficult to do it with one hand, but I'll give it a shot. There we go. Now that section comes out just like so. Now I'm going to pause again so that I can get the camera out of my hand, and we'll show you how to replace these tires. Now the first one we're going to do is the double feed prevention roller. Once you have it out, you'll see a little green clip right here, and it'll have a little tab on it. You pry out, and then this little booger will slide right off, just like so. And then up underneath here, you'll see another little tab just like it, and you'll pry it till this slides out, and you'll have to one more right there. Now this thing has a little notch on the end of it, you can see right there, that will go in a groove. Okay, so, and you'll notice that this roller is real shiny and slick. It will have no tread on it. And then we'll get the new one, and you'll see immediately that it has some tread on it, and it's nice and dull. Now you'll just take your shaft, slide it back in, get it in that little groove right there. It will immediately snap in, and then we'll put a little notch back in there till it snaps in that little groove right there on the end. Okay, now this roller is ready to be put back in, and let me go back over, pause for a second and go back over to the copier. Now to get this back in, you're going to put that little shaft right there down in that little hole, and then you want this tab in that direction right there. You don't want it like that, because this little bottom part is going to snap in down there at the bottom. It's going to snap in right there. Okay, so you'll just take this, line that hole up, and then you'll press it back in there. Like I say, this is very difficult to do with one hand. And then you'll see that is in a groove right there, and it'll just snap down in there, and you'll know because you'll see that is snapped in down at the bottom. Okay, and now you've got your double feed prevention roller in there. You'll just take this piece, and it'll have that pad right there that goes in front, and that'll slide in first, just like so. And then it's got two little snaps in the front right there. One right there and one back here. And they'll just snap down. Okay, so now it's nice and smooth. All right, I'll pause again. We'll start on the feed tire and the pickup tire. Excuse me. Okay, now on the feed tire, which is this one right here, it sets in the machine like this, and then it comes down onto your paper. That's what they call the pickup tire. It will have another snap right there. You'll slide that up like that, and then this whole shaft will slide out the side. And you'll want to kind of keep everything on there just to help remember where everything went. And then there's your pickup tire. Now we'll just grab a new one. And it will come in a package. And just so you know, the number for this is A2742. And I'm going to pause for a second because this is a bear to get out of this packaging. Okay, now you'll notice on this that it will have that snap, and there will be just a round shaft on this side with some gears on it. Those gears go up against those gears. So you'll just put that back like so. And then just get this back like that. And you'll have to turn this shaft so that because it's a half moon shaft right there, you can see, until it gets up in there. And once it snaps in right here, this one is done. Now this next one, it's a little bit more difficult because you have to take a C-clip off. So let me grab my screwdriver. Okay, so now down inside right here, there is a little C-clip. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, right there. And you'll need a screwdriver that's got a very fine straight head in it. And you'll take your screwdriver and pry it down in there. And pry that C-clip out of there. Okay. Now, like on the other ones, we have a little clip over here on the side. Let me set my screwdriver down. Okay, now after you get that clip undone from that groove right there, now you can slide the shaft all the way out. And let me get it undone there. There we go. And you'll notice on the end of this shaft, it'll have one of those pins also right there. Okay. And then this whole shaft will come right out, just like before. Now we'll take new feed tire, and the part number on it is A2743. And you can find these on eBay a lot of times. Now you notice I left the feed tire in there, and that's just to make it easier, so I know how to put it back in. Now you'll see that this spring is attached to it. It will turn one way but won't turn the other. And you'll just turn it the way it will turn until it comes off the side of the shaft there. Then you'll turn it in the same direction to put it back on. Okay. I forgot, there is a washer right here on the side that you'll just switch and put on that one. Now we can push that one aside, take our shaft, and while I've got it out, let's set that aside. I'll show you this right here. You can see how this opening is slotted for this pin right here. Okay. So we'll just set this down in this one feed tire down in here, and we'll slide that up in there. Don't slide it all the way because we still need to get this in there. Slide that up in there. And then we'll just keep on sliding this thing. Now it'll catch on a notch right there, so you have to pry it up. And then remember, we've got this notch right here. That's going to go down into the groove of that gear right there. But first we got to get it through this plastic piece. So then we'll take it and just turn it. Now that we've got it all the way in there, this piece right here should be snapped in on that one groove. And you'll notice that this is over there like so. Now we can, now that we've got everything in there, we've got that one little slot where this C-clip goes back in. So we'll just take and slide that in like so, and take some needle nose, snap that back in, and then on the flat side, you'll notice the flat side there, we'll take this little booger right here and put that back on. And then I'm going to pause. We'll go back over to the copier. Now that part right there will go right there in that hole, and this end right there will go right in that plastic. Now this piece has got a notch in it. If I can focus. There we go. There we go, that's better. And so what I generally do is I'll get, this thing has a notch on the top of it. You want that facing straight up. And like I say, this is difficult with one hand. But I will get that inside in first. Like that. And then you can come over here to this one, and you'll have to hold this from sliding off, but you'll slide this in to that plastic piece like so, and see how this came out. But you can just slide it back up in there, and then you've got where your little white C-clip goes. Right there. And if you forget like I just did, and this is sticking up like that, that's not going to work. So you can just kind of pry it down in there like so for your paper to recognize that there's going to be paper being put in there. Shut your door, and now you have replaced all the ADF feed tires and belts in the document feeder, and she should feed perfectly.